got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.
Anytime now. Hey, good morning, everybody. Here I am scratching my head like a monkey. Oh my God, have mercy. So we are short a shaman today. He is building fences.
Sure.
Build that wall, Anthony. Build that wall. He's working on chicken fences.
Chicken fences?
Chicken fences.
Oh man.
Well, he already almost cut his leg off with a freaking axe. Did you see that picture online?
Oh, you know, yeah, he should.
I'm like,
playing with
he goes,
axes
I didn't
anymore.
even know I was bleeding until I looked down and went, oh, I'm bleeding. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Anthony, be safe.
I don't know. I find it funny when he does all this stuff because he's awkward. I love him. He's awesome.
Could be worse. He could be out there with barbed wire.
You know, you are absolutely correct. That is true. Yeah. But anyway, so today, yes. Hey, did you do any teching this weekend?
I played some video games, but I really didn't.
You
do
played
anything.
video games?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean you had some downtime?
I had some downtime,
That
but I
is
didn't really do much.
Awesome.
This weekend was just sloth around the house and do nothing.
Sloth around the house. That's a great. You know, I was talking to a guy. So we went. We were supposed to have a dude's weekend, and like nobody showed up except for my oldest son, and I had my nephew there with me. And I'm like, all these people are like, "Oh, we're gonna be there, gonna be there." No one ever showed up. So that's okay, because my son and I went. We took my son and I, and we took our nephew. We went kayaking. Right, so I guess that's not tech. And then I sat around the pool, which is totally not tech, and talked to a guy from the Compass Group for like 4 hours.
Sweet.
So I talked tech, but I didn't tech. So I guess that's okay, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of slothing. We had a good time. It was we went up to Crystal Isles up in Crystal River at it was one of those Encore RV parks.
Okay.
And so I kept telling the guy, he goes, what are you trying, what you doing this weekend? I said, I want my shoulders to drop. And most people don't get that. I want my shoulders to drop. If I can make my shoulders drop, that means I'm relaxed. If I'm always, because, we all walk around like this. We all walk around, we're all tensed up. But if you can get that shoulders to go, just let it go down, that means you're relaxed and you're having a good time. But anyway, that's just me.
I think John's shoulders have dropped. Look at him, everybody.
I'm telling you something right now. I am ready to just retire. I'm just saying. I'm ready. I'm at that age right now, man. I could walk away from all this and just go retire. I still do some video, but
you can't retire.
I know.
You still have to do something in life.
Drive my RV all over the country.
Well, there you go. See, he's not going to retire, folks. He's just telling you. He's just going to do this somewhere else.
So I know we should be on tech stuff right now, but I was watching Going RV last night. AM sunburned. Oh. And it's weird. Okay, so I learned something. Don't use the spray-on crap because it does not. It works, but it's splotchy at best. And I've got these little chunks of sunburns everywhere, and I'm like, this sucks, But I did not know that Georgia, the state of Georgia, has a mini Grand Canyon.
Really?
Right?
Where is it?
It is. It's in the middle west, next to Alabama, part of Georgia. It's literally almost in the middle of the state, and it's over by. It's. And who knew? So guess where that's going to be a trip. And then Stone Mountain. Yeah. I found out has a huge campground up there. Did not know that either. I used to, my family's from Georgia. You figured I would know this, but I do not know this. So
he found out that Georgia has a miniature Grand Canyon.
Look at that, a miniature Grand Canyon.
And a big nipple.
Yep, pretty much. But on the top of Stone Mountain, there's a big old lake. And you camp around the lake. That's just awesome. I'm like, okay, I'm in. Totally in. I want to do this. But anyway, I digress. So we and Anthony's again. He's building chicken coops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his post this morning. When it rains, the grass comes back. When it doesn't rain, the grass goes away.
Well, that's from all the chicken poop.
Chicken poop.
Chicken poop.
Chicken poop. Chicken poop poop. All right. Anyway, so we're gonna jump in. So this right here. Now, if you've watched the show for a while, everybody knows that I'm not a huge cryptocurrency guy. I just have a hard time putting money into something that I just cannot go. If I want to go get it right now, I can't. They say you can. That there's kiosks and there's banks and there's a place to go and trade in and
after
sell.
It transfers through how many different
Right. It's like, but and then someone said, oh no, there's actually a card that you can use and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I just don't believe that. So anyway, I have a time, but so I guess since everybody can kind of just use hack your computer and use you as a mining system, good old Norton. You got to. They're like, well, we'll just do it for you. Norton Crypto announced mines Ethereum on your PC with Norton 360.
Sounds like a perfect plan. Norton will take a cut because you got to pay your
of
yearly
course,
bill.
Right.
So, and after that, whatever money's left over, you'll go ahead and either pay the difference, or if your computer's more powerful, you don't use it that much, and it's mining in the background, then you got some money left over.
So my question is do you go buy an old junk computer, put Norton 360 on it, and let that thing run all day long?
I think you'd end up using more electricity than the machine would create for you, if it's an old machine.
Now it says Ethereum will soon be 7,000 times more energy efficient than Bitcoin. This is funny. And this is funny because it comes from a tech side, right? So I'm thinking to myself, 7,000 times, and I was expecting it to say 7,000 times more valuable.
Yeah.
No, it's 7,000 times more energy efficient. I guess mining for Bitcoin is expensive.
Well, yeah.
You're burning all that hardware, right?
Yeah, I mean, with anything, when you're trying to solve an algorithm, and that's all these computers are doing is solving an algorithm, and Bitcoin is, every time somebody solves it, the blockchain gets harder and harder for them to decrypt and to go ahead and generate another Bitcoin.
Right.
So, and the way they have Bitcoin set up is that you can only generate one Bitcoin. I believe it's one Bitcoin a day. So it doesn't matter how many computers are out there. The algorithm will only generate one Bitcoin. So that's the way it is. And I guess. What is it? Ethereum? Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, it is. I think it's pronounced Ethereum. Ethereum.
Maybe they just have a easier equation, or they just don't require as much processing power to generate their or it could be there's just the way the code's written and the way they do it that just makes it easier for the computers to generate a new coin, if you would.
But a coin is sort of like what, 80 grand now or something like that?
Well, on Bitcoin, it's 36,000 per coin now, $36,000 per Bitcoin.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So if I had 2 coins, can I go today and get my coin? Can I go today and trade it in? See, that's always my big thing. Because right now, if my bank
there's enough wallets out there. It's Bitcoin's become mainstream enough that there's enough wallets out there. It's like, for instance, you can Robinhood, you can buy if you have
right. Well, I know you can buy it through Cash App too.
Yeah,
you can put like $100 here, $100 there. You don't get a but if it's worth $36,000,
yeah, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna put $36,000 into.
How are you gonna make a computer mine that much to get a coin a day? Because if a coin is $36,000.
Oh, it would take you forever just to download the whole wallet.
So if you had a room of old computers, right? Old computers.
Like that's the problem. You can't use old computers no more.
Oh, really? It has to be.
It's going to have to be. The hardware also has to increase, in order for you to mine anything and be worth it, you're going to have to, like today, a lot of miners are built on graphics, no longer using CPU. That's why that's
driven.
Now all GPU driven and, multi-threading. That's why there's such a compounded problem with the video card market, for instance. Bitcoin started going up. People started deciding they wanted to jump on the mining bandwagon. And then you got all these people online saying, hey, I can mine this, and it takes this much money to generate, this amount of money each day.
Right.
And so people get excited. They go out, start buying the equipment. Then you got on top of that, the GTX 3080 came out, and that's one of the best cards for mining right now. But at the same time, because if it's a new card, a bunch of people decided to launch a bunch of bots out there and started pre-purchasing all these cards before they got released. So, now people started hoarding them. Now they started, scalping them, sending them out there. They have a street value now. I mean, talking about video cards with street value.
Street val, yeah.
Street val on a video card.
What's your street cred, man?
We're talking about a card that released for, $1,300 is now selling for $2,700.
God.
And it's been out for 6 months.
Oh, 6 months. 6 months, and you can't. And because I went, so we have a smaller computer. Oh, by the way, you want to see how to drive a Gen Z crazy? Do this.
What the?
It's WeBeam. That's my new street signs. I got street cred.
Oh,
WB.
Jeez. No.
He's probably back there going, oh my God, he is such an idiot. Anyway, he goes, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that.
Don't ever do that.
So guess what?
On camera.
WB. Anyway, I'm knocking my microphone all over the place. But anyway, so we have a computer in Tampa that I need to update the video card because I'm not overloading it and I'm not overheating it.
Not going to do it.
I'll say, so would it be better for me to take one of I have a smaller live machine that I can take the 1080 out and put so there's a 970 in Tampa and then a 1080 over here. I could probably swap those out.
Yeah, you could, but there's not much.
There's
really not too much
difference. Okay, so I need to get a 3080 or
at least a 20 series.
20 series, yeah.
Yeah, but right now, if you're really looking for
20 series is kind of like almost $1,500 freaking dollars.
I know.
I'm like, I bought that freaking car. I have one for $560 2 years ago.
All right, so
unreal.
Get this. I wanted to build a gaming computer. It was going to cost me too much.
Okay?
Right. It was going to cost me too much, and I really, really, really wanted one. But Walmart had a complete system with a 2070 graphics or 2060 graphics card installed, and 16 gigs of RAM, Ryzen 7 system, okay, with the 2060, and I got the whole thing for $999.
So go to Walmart, buy
the computer,
pull it off the shelf,
and this is what I've been seeing. I have been seeing people contacting, OEM PC builders,
right,
custom builders who get the OEM cards, and because there's really no shortage on the OEM cards, because the scalpers really can't get their hands on them, and they're going out, they're buying the rigs, pulling the cards, selling the rigs without the cards, and then turning around and selling the graphics cards online at a huge profit.
Oh my God!
And they're banking.
All right.
It's getting pretty bad.
So if I go to Walmart.com.
Probably not going to find anything. Now that we said something, everybody went out to Walmart.
Exactly.
Damn it.
Computers.
Gaming computers, folks.
Gaming. Okay.
Don't ask for what's in stock.
But it doesn't matter. Look at this.
It was a CyberPower.
GTX 660 i5s.
Go to the where it says the video card if you can denounce.
Oh
what
yeah,
you want.
over here.
Yeah.
So sorry, folks. We're just one of those things. It doesn't really give me that ability to go and choose a card.
Can you choose the CPU?
Intel 7.
You would do that.
I don't know. I'm crazy. I don't know. We'll look it up. But we're going to jump this next. So while I'm still
We're gonna
looking,
play around
we're
with
going to
that.
come back. While I'm still looking, you're going to talk about the Amazon thing.
Oh, the
my
Amazon.
God.
All right.
Starting
So,
this mesh network crap.
all right, folks. So just in case, I went ahead and took a screenshot of this so you guys could so we could tell you how to turn it off. In case you did want to turn it off, the feature, and I'm sure you would. Amazon has decided that their Alexa devices now obviously need internet service to work. So what they've done is they've created this like hotspot feature from the different devices, and it's called Amazon Sidewalk. And the sidewalk feature will allow, say for instance, it's turned on by default, by the way, just to let you know. So if you don't want this turned on, we'll go ahead and tell you how to turn it off.
Yes, we will.
But what it does is it shares your internet connection from your device. Your device basically ends up turning into basically like a wireless bridge, a little hotspot, and it sends out its own little signal that your next door neighbor, for instance, most likely will either connect through Bluetooth or through Wi-Fi, depends on how they have it set up. But what it does is it shares a bit of your internet connection with your next door neighbors, and say their internet goes down, or they have some kind of issue at home. What it does is their Alexa devices will then connect to your network at your house and share just a little bit, and I believe it's about 500 megs at most of your internet connection to be able to keep those devices online and connected. So even if the internet in the house goes out, your Alexa devices would still be up and running because they're pulling the internet from somebody else's house. Personally, and everybody in the tech industry has really said this, that that's kind of like a security risk. I mean, I really, if I wanted to share my internet with my neighbors, I would have left my network either wide open or given them my SSID and password for my network so they can go ahead and take whatever they want. So if you want to turn this feature off, and I really suggest you go ahead and do it, just for security reasons and stuff, you don't need to be sharing your internet connection with anybody else. All you have to do is open up your Alexa app and go into the more area, which has the little lines on it, and then go ahead and select settings, and then select your account settings, and then go down to where it says Amazon Sidewalk, if that is an option for you. It might not be an option for you if you have an Amazon business account. So, if you can't find it there and you have an Amazon business account, then, that's not going to be there. I'm pretty sure they don't want to take that chance. But if you see it there, select the Amazon Sidewalk, and there's going to be a toggle switch for you to go ahead and disable that feature. But by default, if you have an Amazon Alexa or an Amazon account, just be forewarned that this Amazon Sidewalk feature is enabled, and you will want to go ahead and turn it off if you have any concern with sharing your internet connection with random people in your neighborhood. So that's
crazy.
Yeah, that's.
I do not want. Yeah. Okay, so far the best thing I found on there is 1070. So they've gotten rid of all the 20.
No, we just need to dig a little deeper. We'll
deeper. I bet Best Buy has stuff.
No, they don't. Don't even waste your time. They don't have nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
I know they used to have gaming machines.
They do. It's just they don't have anything in stock.
Oh, really? Well, who cares? Well, in stock, I guess so.
Yeah, or available. But like I said,
I don't want everybody sharing my network.
No, why not? Do you do stuff that's on there that could be potentially seriously shared with somebody that you don't want?
Don't do anything like that.
You don't do your taxes on there. I mean, you don't.
Well,
you don't use your scanner and scan a copy of your driver's license to send it to somebody and accidentally store it on your.
No, I do that on my phone.
That's even better.
I know.
Let's go ahead and connect to that random hotspot.
I know, but here's something that saved my rear end about doing that is, I forgot I take my wallet out when I'm in the studio because it's just a pain in the ass to sit on. Literally a pain in the ass to sit on, right? So I put it aside. Well, sometimes I forget. I'm like, crap. I'll get halfway home going, oh, forgot my stupid wallet, right? Well, I had a car that has a headlight out, and I guess the sheriff was just tired of seeing me drive around with this stupid headlight out. It's not the stupid headlight; it gets water in there, and it burns the bulb out. But since then, I've replaced it. But anyway, I said, I forgot my wallet at the studio, but here, I've got this. And I showed him, because I literally had just taken a picture. And here's my phone, and you can see it's me and blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay.
That's awesome.
Right? I'm like, okay, why did I not do this before?
Yeah.
So I always, but on the Apple, you can lock down files where people just can't get into them. Supposedly.
And then he says, can I see your phone? And takes it back to his car. Now that you have it unlocked, he can go ahead and
I don't care about that. Oh, here's an AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT. That's not bad. Yeah, not great, but
mine was a better deal.
Yours was a way better deal.
Yes. I had it, and I picked it up there.
Oh, but look at the price. $3,200 for 3070.
I think I picked mine up about three or 4 months ago.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yeah. It was a heck of a deal. And for that kind of money, it didn't make any sense to build it. It would have cost me $500 more to build it myself than to just buy the system already together.
They do have a rig there, $1,300, and it's unavailable nearby. Of course, it is. RTX 2060, 6 gig. Yeah.
That was an i7. Yeah, if you had the AMD Ryzen 7, it would have probably been a little bit cheaper. So that's
what it is.
Yeah, that's
so there you go, folks. For $1,400, $1,500, you can go to Best Buy and just buy the damn computer, throw the computer away, and if you've got that kind of money,
right?
I'm serious. What the heck?
Go stick the video card on eBay, and
right?
Make $1,000. What the heck?
All right. Okay, so you know how everybody's always getting hit with a YouTube copyright crap.
Or what about the Facebook one that's from 2015 that you posted? This is against community guidelines from 2015.
I am getting that now.
I just got one of those.
If you really had to go back that far to find something on me, good for you. You're just working really hard. Thank you. I'm living there rent free.
Does your system really go back that many years all the time and scrape the whole server to find out what's going on?
So have you ever heard of shorts from YouTube?
No.
Okay. I guess it's going to be the new thing. It's YouTube. It's called YouTube Shorts, right? Right now they're in UK, Canada, and Latin America. But it's what it is YouTube is going to try to go up against TikTok.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Right. So it's going to be Facebook against Google. Because, eventually TikTok's going to belong to Facebook.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, but here's the upside.
Everybody belongs to Facebook.
YouTube, right? YouTube Shorts is going to let people use audio from any YouTube video.
Excuse me.
So that tells me that they're going, copyright doesn't mean anything right now because we're trying to be bigger than TikTok.
This is just very interesting.
Because every time we do a show, a couple shows, Nerd Talk, and we do Parageeks, and we do Comic Book 101.
Right.
And we pull stuff from YouTube because it's out in the if you put it on YouTube, that's general, right? I can use it. That's fair use. But yet we always get busted for it. And then we argue, and then they'll go, okay, we release. The only person that's never released for us is Sony. And Sony stuck to their guns. So we do have one show that right now on YouTube is blocked from Sony, but everybody else lets it go. But so the shorts it's UK, Canada, number of Latin American countries, including Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Mexico, Colombia, Peru, and Venezuela, are letting. They're going to have a YouTube sampling tool, and it will allow you to pull the audio from all those any video on YouTube, according to the article I'm reading, and then boom, you can create your short. So that means that my videos, that if I have a video, like our intro for this show has been custom made, right? So if someone wants to use my audio, they can. Because I put it up on YouTube.
What stops them from using your voice and you talking?
Nothing,
because they can use that as a short and make a video clip against it.
So, but yeah, I am like, okay,
yeah,
well, that's going to be a thing. But with the power of Google,
no, the power of God.
gods.
Gods.
Then you're going to be able to you're going to be able to make your own shorts or your own TikTok videos style. That's what's going to happen though. The name TikTok will never go away because YouTube is going to have to use the word TikTok to explain what its shorts is.
Yeah.
Well, it's like TikTok. Well, then why do I need shorts? I've already got TikTok.
Right. Yeah, they're not going to.
Yeah, right. So, I think this is going to be it's a failure.
Stay in your lane. Stop trying to do everything. It's just not going to work. They want every piece of the internet puzzle and anything that has there's only a couple companies. They want everything, and it's just ridiculous. Let somebody else do something different. It's not going to hurt you. I don't know.
Crazy,
isn't it?
Absolutely crazy. So now we're going to talk about Apple today. WWDC 2021 comes out today. It's what time is it? Our time.
I think it's going to be around 1 o'clock. Usually that's what
it's 11 something out there, right? Out east.
Yeah. So it's around 1 o'clock. Usually Apple does their events here on the East Coast. Their launch at 1. So this is going to be.
Let's talk about it, man. While you're doing, I'm going to answer. We just have someone text in and ask us a question.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes, this event, Apple's going to be talking about their new software, iOS 15 and iPad OS 15. Also, Mac OS 12, I believe it is one of the options that they're going to be in there. And they're going to be talking about, it's a software event. So they'll be talking about, new features that the iPhones are going to be able to utilize on the software end, new features in the iPad, which they're going to be able to give you some more customizations on the home screen,
right?
And a few other features. But I think the biggest thing is during these events they usually launch or talk about new hardware products coming out too. There's always that little bit of information. Last time they did this is when they released were talking about the iMac running the M1 chip, and during the last software event. So this year, I'm hoping that they start talking about the new M2 chip.
Well, that's what I think. That's what the Apple launching a new MacBook Pro with an M2 chip.
Yes, and I believe it was going to be, they're supposed to be revamping the 16-inch MacBook Pro is what I was under the impression.
Why don't they just put all of this in, why don't we just put the M2 in everything?
Well, it's...
I think you were talking about that earlier, and
it would just make sense, but most likely they already are putting it in everything. It's just that it's just a rebranding of what they already currently have. They've probably found that the chips that they currently make for the iPhone are more powerful with better thermal capabilities. If you put them in a device that you can get a larger device, for instance, with better thermal capabilities to get rid of the heat that would be generated by the device, then they could go ahead and overclock it, the processor, and get more power out of it and have more potential. So that's probably all they're really doing when they release the M1 chip, is probably just a redesign of the A14 Bionic. So next thing you know, they'll just rebrand it and cause all the M series will be in most of their from their tablets on, and then they may start pushing these chips over to the iPhone. And so you'll have the iPhones will have M2s, and then tablets will have the M3s, and then if you want the PC, their computer line, like the MacBook Pros and the iMacs, they'll have the next generation M5s and stuff like that. And then slowly they'll just move those chips down the line to different devices as they make them more energy efficient and stuff like that. They'll just continue with the same chip and just move it down the line and keep progressing and just go through their inventory. I think they'll end up saving a whole bunch of money instead of making all these custom chips across the board for the different devices. They'll just stick with one whole lineup of their M series chips and just keep making them and just push them down to the smaller and smaller devices. Just like we do today with regular PC chips. We make them smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's the same chip, smaller design, more energy efficient, and we put it in the smaller devices.
Well, and there you have it.
So watch that. Wait for that today. 1 o'clock. If you have some time, take a look. If not, you could always go back and rewatch the event and see what's getting ready to happen. It's going to be kind of interesting to see.
Well, you gonna watch?
I'm gonna watch.
Are you gonna watch?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
We have shows at that time. I don't know how.
I'll watch it. I'll probably have it playing in the background. I usually do have it playing in the background, and I listen for the keywords and stuff like that. What's happening, so I can, take a glimpse of what's coming out, and then I'll usually end up rewatching it later on. The software events are usually not my cup of tea too much, but it is interesting to see what kind of features that they have coming out, and kind of gives you an idea of what's going to happen with the phones or the other devices later on, because some of those services might not be available today with our current hardware, but if you can use your imagination and see what they're trying to do, you may be able to decipher what they're about to do in the next phone or the next tablet or the next computer.
Got it. Okay. And speaking about another launch.
Oh, geez. So Microsoft. Hey, thanks, Microsoft.
They're getting ready to release. Okay, this is crazy. They're getting ready to release 11.
But 10 was supposed to be the end.
That's what they said.
They said that there was not going to be any more Microsoft Windows. That Windows 10 was the end, and all we would do is have different versions, creator update, different updates that would make the operating system function differently. If they're talking now, they're saying that there's a lot of noise about like a Windows 11 release, and if you look at the way they just showed that logo,
right?
In the logo they have a picture of a window, but what's being reflected on the floor there is the number 11. It looks like the number 11.
Oh,
so
yeah, look at that.
People are kind of like running with that and saying, hey, something's getting ready to happen. So we do know that Microsoft's getting ready to launch a new version of Windows. Don't know what they're going to call it. They may call it, Windows 10 build number, 95 or, something stupid.
Oh, God, I hope not.
This is also not to really call it, 11, or maybe they will call it 11. We don't know. What has happened is Microsoft used to have two different teams working on Windows 10. There was the Windows 10 team, and then there was another team that worked on a more compact version of Windows 10, mostly for non-Intel type chips, like what we have on phones and stuff like that, different system on board chips and stuff like that. And so what they were doing is they had two different teams, and they had I think it was called Windows 10X was the software that they were working on, and it had a lot of different graphical features, different animations, and a lot of cool stuff happening to it. But the two teams were really not collaborating right together. And so Microsoft decided that they were going to go ahead and end the Windows 10X support, and they kind of took all the design elements and everything that was created on that side and have basically started pushing them into Windows 10. And so with the design change and everything that's happening, it looks like Microsoft may be wanting to release another version of Windows called Windows 11. So we'll see.
So they're going to be. I'm reading it now. There's going to be new system icons, and with fixes for rearranging apps issue. I didn't know there was an app issue.
Yes, and there also in this new version, they will allow developers to create so for instance, you go out and you have to download Google Chrome,
right,
as an x86, a regular installer, okay, which then has to be installed into the computer,
right,
like a regular software. But they're going to allow people to create an app. Say Google Chrome can create an app that would be available in the Windows Store. So third parties will be able to get their software in there. So now you'll be able to just download the app version of Google Chrome or
right,
Firefox or anything like that. And I think what they're trying to do is they're merging the operating system to be able to allow it to not just run on Intel-based or, x86-based chipsets, but it now is going to be able to run across the board, which means in your Xbox, for instance, on your computer, on your phones, on pretty much any device that has a processor, whether or not it's Intel based or if it's Android based type,
right?
SoCals and things like that. So it'll be interesting. It's something that they've been working on. They had to stop. Back in the day when they had Windows 8, and then they had the Windows. Oh gosh, I forgot. It was on the tablets when they first started releasing it.
Right.
And that was one of the problems was, they had two different, kinds of Windows. One could install software. The other one, even though it was considered, it was Windows RT. That's what it was. People saw it and it looked like Windows 8. Mm-hmm. It acted like Windows 8, but you couldn't install software. The only thing you could install was anything from the App Store, physical apps.
Right.
And that's where people got confused. And that was when the first Microsoft Surface came out. The very first Surface ran Windows RT.
Yeah, because they have no plugs.
Yeah, and they used an NVIDIA chipset is what they used. And that's where the Microsoft said, there's too much division. They got to kind of bring everything together, and doing this with Windows 10 and having two separate softwares running just didn't make sense. Too much complication. They brought it together. So we'll see if that brings us Windows 11.
Wow. 24th, right? June 24th.
June 24th.
June 24th. So now, is this going to be an automatic rollout?
Is
this one of these things where you open your computer up and go, oh, crap?
I don't know. Microsoft's fishy when it comes to how they do this. Like when Windows 10 came out, remember, there was an option to get Windows 10 Pro at a really reduced price. I think it was like $39.99, just so they can get people to adopt into it quicker. There's a good possibility that they just may allow you to just migrate over to the Windows 11 for a certain amount of time. Usually they'll do it for 6 months to a year.
Right.
So it'll be a free upgrade, but then after that, it'll be its own software, its own operating system and everything like that. And you'll lose the ability of the free upgrade. So if it's coming out and there's an option for it, and you'll be able to.
I like to wait 30 or 40 days, let everybody else.
Yes, you will have to.
Let it go crap on itself, and then let me fix this all. And then next thing you know, boom, it's up and running.
Yes, just remember you will have to, and just to have everybody, if you have mission critical software, don't go installing it right off the bat. Wait till everything's cleared out, and everybody's tested it a little bit, and if you haven't had any problems, check with your software vendors, make sure they're compatible.
Right.
If they release any updates, make sure you have those updates applied, and then maybe it's time to migrate.
Right. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's kind of unfortunate. I'm not really big on the.
It's a series of unfortunate events happening.
It is, absolutely it is. Oh my gosh. So here's something.
Yeah, we were talking about
So this one's kind of interesting, right? Be careful when you send your phone out for repair, right?
Any device.
Especially if your iPhone. Because Apple's paying out millions in compensations to a student. After iPhone repair facility shared her explicit personal images online. So before we go any further, don't put crap on your phone you don't want the world to see.
True.
Ever. I can't be more explicit with that other than just don't do it. If he wants to see nudes, say, no, come over and see him. Right? If you've never met him, you definitely don't want to send them to him. So what happens is this young lady had to have her phone repaired, sent it to a repair place.
No, sent it to Apple.
Apple.
Directly to Apple. And Apple uses a third-party vendor repair facility to do their repairs. Apple doesn't physically do the repairs themselves. They don't have time for that. So they send it out with a contracted repair facility, and that repair facility, somebody inside the department, either checking something, going through their phone, but whatever they did, somehow uploaded all her personal photographs to her Facebook account for the world to see. And she didn't even know anything about it until all her friends on her timeline decided to start telling her what had happened. And because she didn't have the phone with her, and it was at the repair facility at the time, obviously we know how it happened. And, she was able to sue Apple, and they gave her a bunch of money. But if you're going to send out a device like that for repair that's under warranty or anything like that, just be forewarned. Apple's going to require you to remove your iCloud lock on the phone. They'll also tell you to take your password off. If you're going to go that far, you might as well go ahead and just reset the device completely and just give it to them. Allow them to do their work, and then when you get it back, you can either restore everything from
That's
your
what I would have
backup.
done.
It's not worth taking a chance. People don't seem to understand sometimes that, their computers, electronic devices, especially their phones, are a personal extension. You might as well just handed your wallet to the repair facility or sent it over to Apple and said, here you go. Remember, you keep your, sometimes if you use Apple Wallet or Apple Pay, you keep your credit cards in there, you keep everything. So when you're handing it over and you have the device unlocked, you've just unlocked every other security feature that's, in there. And now somebody, if they're a bad person, decides to, take your stuff, you're very vulnerable. So reset your device before you send it in for repair.
It's not a big deal. All right, so Google, speaking of paying out.
Jeez.
Right, I know. Google to pay nearly $270 million in France over alleged advertising abuse. So
these fines are so small. It's like it's almost like these countries and stuff are just like, hey, give me a handout. I mean, they done bad. Why are you just slapping them on the wrist? Give me a couple mil, I'm okay.
Because they fear a couple million now, we'll shut them up, and then they'll walk away and never do it again, and never care about it again, and don't care about it.
We know they're very, they push into everything. They knock everybody out of the way, and they just want. Tell them they can't be that way. Hit them for a couple bill.
So they did this over in a country where there's not a crap load of control. They can't do this in the U.S. The U.S. will just eat their clock. Well, they've already eat their clock on this kind of crap. So they're like, well, we'll just go somewhere where it only cost us a couple $1 million instead of billions of dollars.
Because to them, the country's like, yes,
yeah, we need the money.
We did it.
Get it, yeah. So anyway, it's kind of funny that that it happened. They're cracking down in Europe, France and all that kind of stuff like that. So before we jump to this next. Because I want to.
The name is getting me.
I know, right? So Rob and I were talking before the show started, and I don't think we have any graphics for this or any on screen stuff. But he was watching part of 60 Minutes last night. He just caught part of it, and he was surprised by this. I kind of knew this was happening because I had heard this several months ago that you can literally rent a hacker.
Yes.
In Russia. Yeah. You can call them, or you go online, fill out the thing, go, okay, this is the company I don't like. This is the company I want you to hit and terrorize or whatever it is you do. And there you go.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Back
I have to say.
Yeah. Back in the day when, all the swatting was going on.
Right.
Kids were, they could just get up, there's people out there offering their services, you want to DDoS somebody and knock them offline. Here, this is my service. Tell me the Xbox account that person uses, and we'll make sure they get knocked offline, It's just ridiculous. It's all over the place.
So who do you think has better hackers? Russia or America? Hold on. Russia, China, and America.
You forgot North Korea.
And North Korea.
Yeah.
And Iran. Forgot about
Coming
Iran.
from the secret voice in the background.
The voice of God. Who do you think has the best hackers?
I would probably say it would be lately. I think Russia's kind of sloppy lately. Russia's being kind of sloppy. But
are they being sloppy to be like kind of coy?
I think they're being sloppy so China can get in on the back door and do everything undercover.
So they're one's covering for the other.
Yeah. So keep your eyes over here while we
the
go
ball's
ahead
over
and get
in
everything.
his hand, but don't look at the quarter. No, the ball in his hand.
Because when it comes to corporate entities having their trade secrets and stuff removed or taken from their computers.
Right.
It's always been, China, North Korea. Those countries have been big on, getting in and coming out with stuff that's, a lot more valuable than, just some, Bitcoin and stuff like that. They're not ransoming. They're not doing all that. They're going in, staying in the networks and watching what's happening and stealing trade secrets. And
but are they really trade secrets?
Depends.
Depends on the company, right?
It really depends on the company, and so like the recent one where they were just snooping around in the government. I think that just happened because they got into the SolarWinds. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know, but the password for SolarWinds was SolarWinds123. That's how they got into the server.
Oh my God!
Just thought
You're kidding me.
That's how they got in the server.
That's what I have on my luggage.
What's the password?
SolarWinds123.
What's the password? SolarWinds123.
123.
It's safe.
All right. So,
it's
but
effective.
speaking of attacks, right? The FBI names reveal as the group are evil as the group behind the meat supplier cyber attack.
Yes, they've attacked your meat.
Yep. So JBS supplies a fifth of the world's meat. A fifth? Well, that's okay. So I have to be the guy that asked this question.
Yeah. What happens when the meat plant goes
was there
offline?
Was there really a heavy duty attack, or is this a way that the meat industry says, "Hey, look, we took a loss in 2020.
Oh yeah.
And we need to recoup our gains."
That could be.
So now, we got hacked, right? We got hacked, and now the meat prices are going to go up for a while. It's convenient.
It sure is.
And think about the same thing with
who goes after a meat plant?
Right. And then same thing with maybe the vegans all got together and went to the Russian hacker and go, "Hey, can you destroy the meat plant?"
The vegans.
All the vegans are like, "Yeah, I'll give you $1. Just knock them down, just for 30 days. Just knock them down." Then my brain goes back to the very thing about the pipeline.
Yeah.
Did it really get hacked, or are we blaming hacks and then having someone go, "Oh yeah, we did it, we're the bad guys," so they could jack up the oil prices?
Did it conveniently happen around Memorial Day?
Right, convenient. But isn't it amazing?
It was so amazing.
Yeah, I was talking to a young guy. I was talking to a guy in the RV park who was from South Carolina, North Carolina area. And if anybody knows the North Carolina, South Carolina, those are pig farms. Mm-hmm. That's a pig farm state, right? He goes, "I was blown away that we stocked up on some bacon before we left, right? Paying $4-5 a package. Get down here, it's like $9-11 a package. Why?" And I'm
folks,
like, I don't know.
Nobody's going to be bringing home the bacon for a while. Can't do it.
I don't get it. I think it's way too convenient.
It is. It is starting to seem kind of odd,
That to me, it's like, okay, well, it's just.
I read an article where I forgot who was saying, but they were saying that our infrastructure, our power grid,
right, is
very, very, very vulnerable to attack.
Well, I mean, look at Texas.
Yeah,
they had a storm come through and.
No, we're talking attacks this way, crypto attacks.
Crypto,
yeah, or not crypto, but yeah.
So all you're a gamer. So all you gamers out there, E3's coming, June 12th through the 15th.
All right,
and we're going to talk about this probably a little more next week too. But I wanted to kind of jump on the bandwagon for everybody. Oh well, you know what? It'll actually be done by the time that'll be one more day next week. But you can watch E3.
Streaming. How much?
That's a good question. I should have Cage out here because this is his world more than it is mine. Now, other than the streaming side of it, but yeah, it's gonna be viewable online because of COVID. right?
They cannot release no new hardware. They can't release no new games. They just need to say one thing. When is the Xbox and PlayStation going to be back in stock? Oh, and when are we going to get a new Nintendo? Yeah.
You won't get the Xbox or Bethesda Game Showcase until Sunday the 13th.
Damn the bad luck.
I know, right? But it's going to be an all-digital format, which is kind of, and it'll be, and with Microsoft and Nintendo finally having announced dates for the big showcase presentations. So it's going to be, I guess you go to the website, you go on E3 website. I'm going to jump over there real quick. I know Rob can't may not be able to get there fast enough, but it's, so you sign up, right, for offers and announcements and blah, blah, blah to get into the experience. So let's see that. Let's see real quick. I am going to do this. Oh, it's not going to let me. That's funny. John Stone, Webeam, attendee type, media, submit. Game on. I'm in.
John's in.
I'm in.
We're done.
We're done. We're going to watch. Not really. Oh, yeah, we will watch it because it's a lot of gaming stuff. But it's quite interesting that it's going to be pure digital this year.
We'll see what happens.
I'm interested because I like that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got 5 minutes. Well, that's awesome. So we do have a fail.
We do?
Even though it wasn't a fail, we think it's going to be a fail. So I think, Rob, do you have that? Did you grab that footage for the the orange robot?
Oh.
I hear music. There we go.
What the heck?
It's an apple.
You guys are still talking.
Okay. So
That's
this
not-
thing sees
they're
it's got
apples?
AI, right? It goes in and it picks apples and it says, "Oh yeah, it's ripe." It's not ripe.
Oh wait, it's on. Oh look, it's not rechargeable.
Oh no, it's got a tether.
Yes, that's pretty interesting.
That's
Oh, there goes all those jobs.
Well, will it though? I don't know.
You know what? Probably not, because some of those apples can grow pretty deep in there. Oh, you know what, John? I did have something I wanted to talk about.
Okay, go ahead, man.
While we were on the subject of cryptocurrency
Yes.
earlier and stuff, just don't know how true it is, but Anonymous did reach out and say something to Elon Musk about the fact that he keeps talking about Bitcoin and causing the price to drop constantly.
Right.
They've finally reached out and kind of told him to cut the shit.
Really?
Yeah. So they said they're going to be watching him. So I don't know if you want that kind of attention on you, from that group. But hey,
Why not? What are they going to do to him?
they will ransomware
Oh no, they
his
won't.
company,
I bet they won't.
and they'll require Bitcoin that he just got out of. What? Damn it!
I don't think they could hurt him.
Well,
I don't think so.
I don't know, but you can check online. You can see where they did reach out to him. They kind of this generation, these guys really liked him.
Right.
They really did. But they're talking about is lately that he's starting to act like an ass in regards to the way he's talking and
Right.
because they're saying that there's a lot of people out there that have investments in it or are getting into it, and they're losing their butts. People that this is what they do for a living, and they're losing their butts all because somebody's saying something. So they're kind of saying, watch out, where don't be that way.
I
Don't be that
really
guy.
don't think he cares.
He probably doesn't care.
He's like, all right, whatever.
I will say
good
that
for you. Thanks for sending me a message. I guarantee you his crap's more locked down than anybody's,
Yeah.
including the government's.
Ooh.
I bet he's locked down. So real quick before we jump in, so I guess United Airlines is going to get into the supersonic because they just bought 15 supersonic aircraft from Boom Supersonic.
So what they're going to do with it?
Well, they may bring them back the Europe flights.
Ah, there you go.
Dude, to ride on one of those was freaking awesome.
How fast
They're going to retrofit them whole 9 yards.
Wow, those are pretty snazzy looking in there.
They are, right? Look at that
Whoa.
bad boy.
That's looks like a big old Sicard tube.
So I mean, I don't know if they're gonna, I don't know if they're gonna do that. If they're the same way that the old supersonic where the nose dipped down.
Yeah.
But dude, I'd fly on that all day long. I think that's freaking cool.
How fast can it fly from New York to?
I was hoping it would say the XB1 is scaled down version of full production. That boom had already passengers for 2029. It holds up to 88 passengers and crew.
Wow.
Right? It can, let me see, I'm trying to look at our time. Expected a Mach 1.3 at 60,000 feet. 1.7.
Wow.
Right? I mean, that's badass.
That's fast.
That's badassery right there. I'm just saying. I mean, we haven't.
It's a 2-hour flight. Get to England from here.
That's awesome. Imagine getting from here to Japan in 6 hours.
Wow.
That'd be awesome. And to say I flew supersonic.
Yeah. Just to say I went faster than the speed of sound.
Mach 1.7. Got there in no time. You wouldn't even have time to eat, really. Or you couldn't even watch a movie.
Yeah.
Well, on the longer flights, I guess you could. But
watch commercials.
Yeah. Right. And they the jets will. What's that? Shorts. Yeah, you can watch.
You can watch shorts.
There you go.
Steal a clip.
But and there's supposed to be a net zero carbon from day one.
Really?
Yep, and they run on 100% sustainable aviation fuel. That's pretty cool.
You mean jet fuel?
Oh, it says aviation fuel. So depending on it's French fries.
It's sustainable.
It's French fry oil.
French fry.
Why does it smell like French fries now? Oh, the boom went overhead.
Damn it.
That was good. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. We appreciate it hanging in here with us. We know we get a little bit long-winded sometimes. If you need to reach out to us, text shamans@webeamtv.com or hit us up on Facebook, private message us, or heck, you can call us 727-480-0215.
Yeah, what's that, a phone?
I know. We'll see everybody next week. Have a techie week.
See ya.
Shamans, we understand cause we are the Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.